You hear it all the time. Running is such an easy sport to get into because all you need is a pair of shoes. And, well, unfortunately for ultra running, that's just not really true. Hey, I'm Coach Morgan, and coming up, I'm running my second 100-mile race. So stick around to find out what's in my bag and what essential items you're going to need training for those longer distance races. So I know that's an overwhelming amount of things that you need for a big race like this, but what I'd like to do is start from the beginning of the race and work my way through and then plan out what I need from there. What's also really helpful is I've created an entire Excel spreadsheet with every drop bag, every piece of nutrition I'm going to need on it. I started with that first and then worked my way towards making my little buckets here that I'm going to show you in just 1 second. So I'm going to try to break this down as unoverwhelmingly as possible for you so that you don't feel super stressed out if you need to do this too. Something else that was super helpful is I studied the race course, right? It's really long, and I know how long it's going to take me approximately between each aid station, and that's going to be super helpful for planning out my nutrition, maybe what gear I'm going to need, when I'm going to need my headlamps, all of that other type of things. So looking at the elevation profile, I know that a lot of my hills are kind of in the middle to the end portion. So the beginning of the race is going to be a little bit quicker time-wise because it's a little bit flatter. So I know that my headlamp is going to be needed a little bit later. So knowing that information, I can kind of take that and tune my planning a little bit better. All right, so the beginning of the race. My race is starting at 5 in the morning, so I have actually wrapped up everything right here. So of course, what am I definitely going to be needing is a headlamp. This one's super lightweight because I start at 5. I'm only going to be needing it for like less than 2 hours. So this one's really lightweight that I can just, have on my vest or whatever I need. And because first 20 or so is on the road, I'm going to be wearing some road shoes. So I have my Hoka Cliftons here. And I have packed within the shoes the fuel that I think I'm going to want for the first 20, because after that 20 miles, I get a drop bag. So I'm going to change out of these shoes into a trail shoe. So have a little bit of nutrition here. This is all stuff that's going to be packed on me. Easy stuff. I know that I'm probably going to use the aid stations in the beginning of the race because you can tend to eat more solid foods towards the beginning. I'm actually going to start off with a handheld. So I have the Solomon one here that I can carry like this, and I'll fill one up with water and then use the aid stations for some electrolytes because I'll have a bunch in the morning with breakfast. Gloves, probably going to be a little bit chilly. And then I have my outfit packed in here, my shorts and my socks, and we're going Barbie vibes this race with a pink tank top. So I have everything packed out, laid out, and ready to go. As you can see, I'm not carrying anything else. Like I don't have a vest or anything like that. With a longer race like this, I want to save myself because when I have the 2 bottles in the front like my vest does, I tend to just get like a little hunched over. So at first 20, we're just going to go with the bottle. I'm going to pack my shorts because they have pockets with my fuel all around and then rely on the aid stations. So at about mile 20, I will get to my first drop bag. And this drop bag is allowed to be my personal drop bag. All of the other ones have to be supplied by the race. So those ones are all going to be packed in just like random bags until race day. So if you've seen any of my videos before, this is my favorite drop bag. This is made by Victory Sports Design. I always get people asking me, and it's my favorite because it does this. It has this outer seal here so you can put all of your information. You can put like your name in there and stuff like that. And then it flaps open like this. So inside, as you can see, is labeled, and I have stuff, and it has this nice clear plastic that you can, separate things into. So going into it, I have my vest right here. This is packed and ready to go. You can tell that there's stuff in there. So I have a bunch of gels, a lot of Spring Energy, and honey stingers. Yeah, I really like the honey stingers. Those ones have been really good. And I have a couple of Spring Energies on this side. Yeah. So this one's my favorite, the Awesome Sauce, and then this one's my second favorite, the Canterbury. These two are the best. I know that I like them. For me, a good test for fuel is, would I eat it not during a run? And the answer is yes to all of these things. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to like them during the race. Oh, another key thing that I have here tucked in my vest. This is a cupless race. So I have my collapsible cup here. I have a bunch of these. All my pacers will have one as well too. And this is one of my favorite hydration is Scratch. I have a bunch of these just sprinkled in throughout. So those are all in my pack. And then for my crew, they can just go in here and look to see what I need. So if there's a pair of shoes in here, that means I'm changing them. It's going to be daylight by the time, so I'm going to need my sunglasses because I don't want to start with my sunglasses. It's kind of hurt the sides of my head sometimes. So I don't need to have them the whole time. My 2 empty flasks in here. One will be filled up with water, and then one will be filled up with hydration. And then for my second pair of shoes here, we've got the Hoka Cliftons. These ones are a little bit, they're a little dirty, but they are actually surprisingly a little bit newer. And I got them a half size bigger because when I tried them on, I did a 20-mile run and then I tried them on. I tried on my normal size and my normal size felt a little snug going into it. So I'm like, well, if I'm coming off a 20-mile run and I have to put these on, I don't want them to fit snug. So it's always a really good tip there is try on your running shoes, especially if it's for an ultra, when your feet are a little bit swollen, because then you'll really know what they're going to feel like. So my vest, this is a Solomon vest. I really like this one. This is like the S of the 5 liter, I believe. So it's not one of like the biggest pockets that they have, or like carrying wise. You can put a bladder back here. I'm just not a bladder gal. So there's 2 spots here for my water. And I do like this little secret pocket up here. You can see that there. In there, we got some chapstick and some ibuprofen. Just in case, if you've been following, I've been dealing with a little bit of plantar fasciitis. So that is just in case things start to go south, I will at least have it on me. So also in this bag, this is the Scratch that I'm going to fill up in one of the bottles here that's going to go in, and then a Gatorade, just an extra one. But like I have some first aid things in here, which is Technu in case I come in contact with any poison oak. And some KT tape in case I need to tape an ankle. And then I have most of these in my drop bags. This is the squirrel's nut butter. This is the anti-chafe cream. So I'm definitely going to need that. And then just some like wipies. Don't need any clothes. I don't think I have anything in there. Nope. And then don't need any lights because this is my 20-mile drop bag. So if you look over here, let's see. If you see the distance, so it's about 22 miles. I should be coming in at about 8:30. This is my pacing here for 24 hour. So I had to adjust it because it's going to be a little bit flatter. So this is my adjusted pace over here. And my crew is allowed, but no pacers just yet. So that vest is going to carry me. Once again, we're going to be using the aid stations, but until my next drop bag, which I have here. So this is actually, because we go out and back, 2 aid stations. It's the same aid station, but I hit it twice. So you can see on here, this is mile, I can't read that, about 36 and 86. So I have to plan, what am I going to want? 36 and then the end of the race. It's a very big range of differences in there. Excel spreadsheet here. For that, this is Rattlesnake. That I'm going to be coming in about noon. So I packed in here. That's going to be like one of the hottest parts of the day because the next aid station is like a little bit later. So I'll know then if it's going to be hotter. So I brought myself a hat here. Got to rep my crew. Little nth degree there. I was like, why do I have gloves? The gloves is for mile 86 in case it's cold. So but for the hot things, I have this little buff here is from Rabbit. And there's a spot here in there. It opens and you can shove ice in there. And then you wear it around your neck. Keeps you nice and cool. So that's for that. The tank top that I'm starting with is a new tank top. So I'm like a little skeptical. So I put a different tank top in there if I so need to change out of it in the beginning or at the end. Once again, gloves for after. And then this is just like a little cooling lunchbox thing just for like one drink so that I can put my additional drinks in there if I want to. Honestly, I will probably just fill up at the aid stations and not change out, but I like to have extras in here just in case. And then we just have like a random assortment of gels. The one thing I did think about, though, is probably not for mile 35, but for 86, towards the end of the race, I do have caffeine in here. So this one, Honey Stinger, does have 50 milligrams of caffeine. And then I also have these little energy guys here. They're chocolates. So those I can just like pop in my vest if I need them. So kind of depending on whatever funky mood I was feeling. So all going back in there. No clothes changes. I am watching the weather. So if it starts to rain, I'm going to deal with that. I'll probably just have to have a jacket on me most of the time. But that's it for this bag. Then we have... This is mile about 45 and about 77. So going back to this one where it's at mile 86, that's going to be approximately 1 a.m.-ish. So definitely middle of the night type situation. I will actually probably put another... Where is that headlamp? I just brought it in here. I don't know where it is. I'm going to put another headlamp in there. Thanks for reminding me. Going back to this drop bag really quick, the mile 86, that's actually going to be around 1 in the morning. And I just remembered, just charged this headlamp. That's going to go in there as a little backup because that's going to be from about 1 to 5 in the morning or so. So I might need a little boost on that one. So this drop bag, mile 45 and 77-ish. Have a long sleeve in here. This is like a sun shirt because for mile 45... we'll be hitting that around 3 p.m. So I have the hat and the other one, but in case it's like getting really sunny out there, which it might be, I have this. And this is actually where I pick up a pacer for this one. This is my first pacer. This is going to be Amber. So I have another cup potentially for her if she needs one. Another cooler in here. And this is where I have, once again, just a random assortment of really the same kind of gels that I have, and then more I just put of the caffeine pills in here. I'm not a huge caffeine person, I don't take it often, so it's just kind of sprinkled in here. The only other caffeine source that I'll have is probably like Coke and it's from soda. So that's from there, and then I'm gonna have 4 different pacers. So one is going to be at the end of this one here at 86, bringing me home. So that's really nice. I just told all of my pacers, like, whatever is in this bag is in the bag for a reason. So they're going to bring it over to me. If there's shoes, that means I need to change my shoes. If there's a shirt, that means I might want the shirt. So just bring it all over to me and like, let's figure it out together. A few other things I had to think about were, where can my crew be? Because I want to know and to be able to set them up for success. So luckily on the website for the race, they really helped me out here with this chart. I did not have to make this. So as you can see, this is my goal time here for 24 hours. And is there crew allowed? Yes or no, essentially. And then do I have a drop bag there? So they will know. I have here also highlighted and what mileage it's going to be at. So they will be able to know exactly what time or approximately what time I'm going to be there and if there's crew allowed at some of these aid stations, because some of them it is a no. Having your pacers and your crew there is super important. They can help you make the decisions, right? I've already made the decisions. I'm doing the thinking now, days before my race, weeks before my race, honestly, months before my race with my Excel planning, so that when it comes to race day, it should be super simple to just reach in, grab the stuff, and go. I don't want to be sitting down too long at the aid stations. You guys probably know when you start to sit down, especially after a run, you just get those like creaks. We don't want that. So like a couple of sits, maybe a couple of stretches, get our food, switch stuff if I need to, and then get back on the trail. And once again, I've labeled all these so that it's super easy for me on race morning because I have to drop off all of my drop bags. I don't want to be fumbling around for this. They're labeled, they're ready to go. We're good. So this is for about mile 60. So as you can see, there's another pair of shoes in here. So I'm going to have these. These are my Tecton X's, another Hoka. These are the carbon plated ones. So hopefully they'll give me a little bit of energy the last, what was it, 60 miles? The last 40 miles. I have a jacket in here. I might actually take this sooner. I might swap this into a different bag because this drop bag is only one stop. The other ones, I stop at them twice. So this is the only time I'll see this one. I put an extra pair of socks in here. Maybe I'll switch, maybe I won't. Once again, it kind of depends on the weather and everything like that, but I do want the option. This is also where I put in, so nervous to leave my AirPods in there. Maybe I shouldn't tell you guys to leave my AirPods in there, but here are my AirPods for if I want to listen to music, because this is the last 40. I'll have my phone and I can listen to it like loud if I need to, just like on speaker or whatever. But the nice thing about these is I can share with my pacer and we can listen to some jams. I have already downloaded podcasts, playlists, things like that. So that is something that's also has been on my checklist, not just packing, but I'm making sure that I have enough stuff that's downloaded because service could be pretty terrible. So I'm not 100% sure. Other thing is there should be tracking. It's not necessarily live tracking, it's just like when you cross the mats. So something that I've already sneakily put into my pants, because I'm not changing those, is an air tag. So this one's Grady's, my husband, so he can track this, right? Because you can only track your own air tag. You can't track somebody else's. So that's going to be on me so that hopefully they'll at least get a better picture of where I am while I'm on course. As I'm going through all this, I'm like meticulously putting everything back because I do have it so well packed. I'm very nervous that I'm going to misplace something. So this is taking me a little bit longer than I thought. Now, that's everything I'm going to need during the race, essentially. A couple other things that I am bringing with me for race weekend. This is a battery pack. So my crew can meet me at aid stations, and if I need to charge anything, I don't think so. Pretty sure this Koros, I'm going to be wearing the Apex here, the Apex 2. I don't think that she's going to need to be charged, but I haven't ran it this long with the route downloaded on it and following the map, so we're not 100% sure. So I have this if I do need to charge. Also in one of these bags, I'm not sure if I pulled it out. I think it's in this one. It does have actually a little battery pack with a charger for my phone and for my watch, and the battery pack's just like a little small one, so I can just stick it in my vest if I need to. So this here, and then just a bag of random stuff. I have my recovery sandals in here. These are also, it's just going to be a Hoka weekend, and pink and purple. I have my scratch. I have an additional little waistband here. I might toss this in somewhere. And then the only thing that you really didn't see was my headlamps, and that's because I'm still using it this week. But I do have additional headlamps here for my pacers, and I'm probably just going to drop these into the drop bags right now so that I'm going to be able to have them. Pacing waivers. All of my pacers need to have those, and they need to be signed and dropped off. So there's just like a ton of stuff. There's just so many things, but this feels organized. It is a little bit of organized chaos. Sorry if it was hard to follow, but when you can break it down, start to finish, you have the aid stations, do the planning for the drop bags. What do you think you're going to need? Overpack. This is not the time to be a minimalist. Do not do that this time. Overpack. Give yourself options. If this is your first time, even if it's not your first longer race, you might not know what you're going to encounter at mile 86. Something might sound really delicious at that time, or something that I usually take with me and have fine digesting might not be sitting well that day. Not really 100% sure. That's why I just have like a random hodgepodge of different flavors, different textures, honestly. All those things come into play when you're out there. And I just want to have best case scenario for every moment of the race, because there are so many things that can go wrong. I feel like if I can plan, at least I can help mitigate some of those issues.